Alright guys, welcome to the very first meeting of the Sam is Simping Club. So for our first topic, we're going to discuss everyone's favorite Metroid games. So I'm going to start off. My favorite Metroid game is the Metroid Prime game. Well, that's a great pick. Mine has to be the Metroid Dread. You know, we just got it. Fantastic 2D. You can't go wrong with 2D classic Metroid games. They're perfect. Ah man, what about you? That was fantastic 2 picks. I feel like I don't really belong here, but I got a good one. It's the least expected one. Metroid Other M. No, please don't do it. Don't, please, put the pitchforks down, please. Man, we need to get this dude out of the group. That's a bad Metroid game. He don't even know any good Metroid games. He's not a simp. He only cares about her feelings. That's why he likes that game. I mean, it could make him a simp, right?
Metroid Other M. One of the most hated and most disliked games in the entire Metroid franchise. So, I want to take a journey through this game. I want to see why it was the most hated and most disliked game. So this video, I'm going to tell you about my journey and my experience with Metroid Other M. The story takes place after Samus comes back from a bounty hunting mission, and we get to see and test all her abilities. But this time around, we get to hear Samus's thoughts through this journey. This is the first time we get to see this side of her. She's not just doing the no-talking bounty hunting thing we normally see. We get to see how things affected her, such as her time in the Federation. We get to see how events and pressure gets to her. We get to see and feel her thoughts and her emotions that she has during each situation that we are put in inside this game. I really enjoyed that. That was something we never got to see before. It was truly awesome to know that there was something more to Samus besides just being a badass and killing these giant, crazy monsters. There was a human, there was a person inside that suit. Overall, the story was very, very good. I never had much complaints. The story is what kept me going through this game. The story is very grabbing and very attentive. But with every game comes its negative downsides. And the downsides of this were the controls. Now the controls were the biggest negative of this game. While motion control was a big seller for the Wii, I understand Nintendo want to use it for every single game. But whenever this game causes you to switch from vertical to horizontal position of the controller, it takes you out of the immersion of the boss fight. Trying to locate the sensor bar fast enough to lock into an enemy was a grueling task. It felt more of a problem than it did a fluent game mechanic. The new 3D plane fighting was also something new we never saw inside the Metroid franchise. While it wasn't my favorite combat because of the random lock onto the enemies, it wasn't unplayable, but I would have enjoyed a more traditional Metroid fighting mechanic that wasn't as atrocious as this, but it's not as bad as some people make it seem. If you thought the game mechanics were bad, we need to hear about this guy named Adam. Adam is the guy that is seeing over the mission. He's allowing you to join on in the mission, but he does not allow you to have access to your full abilities that Samus has. Each time you find something new that you need, you have to get it approved through him. You want to use super missiles? Too bad. He hasn't approved it. You want to use a proximity mine? Too bad. He hasn't approved it. This is one major flaw inside the game mechanic and story that really made me mad. If there was a new door I want to explore, I couldn't because he hasn't approved it. And the worst part is, he's just a giant, big old jerk. This jerk just holds you back the entire time. That is one part of the story and game that was really, really holding me back. It was a stupid barrier that shouldn't have been there and allowed us to keep exploring and just keep the game fluent instead of having to be taught like a little 2-year-old what our different abilities do. Without exploration, this allowed you to find every single hidden thing so much easier. As a 3D plane, you can already see where it's at. There's only 2 ways to get to it or 3 ways to get to it. It just made exploration that much easier and that much simpler. It just didn't have that usual Metroid exploration that we have. And like I said, with Adam blocking everything, it just ruined the exploration. It just made everything so much easier. It was like you had to do something to find something. It wasn't allowing you to be so free as we usually are whenever we're exploring each new Metroid map. But overall, I don't regret taking this journey on playing one of the worst Metroid games in the entire franchise. I can say at the end of the game, I truly enjoyed the story. I got to see something, a different side of Samus, a different side of Metroid that we never got to see before. Now, I wouldn't always recommend this game as a Metroid game to check out, but if you've already played all the other Metroids and you're just not playing this one because of what you've heard, I say go for it. Play it, check it out. I think it'll change your mind on how bad seeing the emotions of Samus really is. I'm not just saying that to say that for this video, but I really enjoyed it. While the controls made this a very task heavy game, once you look past the controls or the 3D plane, if you don't like that, the game is very good. The story is very good. It has a great tone. It keeps the dark side that we always have with Samus, the very ambient music in the background while you explore. We get to keep all of that with just a few minor changes. And if you can look past those minor changes, I truly think you'll have a great time with this game. It's been Natendo, and this is my journey through Metroid Other M. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to talk about Metroid Other M, or why you hate it, or why you think it's so bad, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let's go ahead and argue about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.